What's up, y'all? And welcome to my new series, As the World Burns. I'm your host, Victor Newman, and this is As the World Burns. I came up with this series last night in the middle of the night, and I'm going to run with it because that's exactly what's happening. As the world burns, I got better stuff to do. And with this series, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of political talking because that's not my lane. But what I am going to do with this new series, if you're just coming in, the series is called As the World Burns. I'm going to talk about things we need to do, things we need to be thinking about, things that we need to be implementing into our own very own system, things that we need to be talking to our families about, things that we need to be discussing with our loved ones, and ways to stay away from this new America. We're going to be talking about that. So I got good news. Today, I'm not going in on this series on the nonsense that's going on in politics. I'm going to be talking about things that we need to be doing. Today, I recorded it and I'm going to release a video. I know people ain't going to watch it because for some reason people don't give a shit about fresh water. That's fine by me. But I'm going to be releasing the video. But I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go live and let you see my latest accomplishment on Freedom Acres. I got here early this morning. Y'all know I was up all night talking to y'all. And I got on the road, me and my pup, and we made it here. And I immediately started working on connecting my well pump to my well. And as you can see, watch this. You see this muddy water? I've been clearing it out. So now it's starting to get more and more clear. Compare that to this. It's almost like a little pinkish hue now. See that? So now my water is starting to clear up already because I made sure I dug down 16 feet and I came up 1 foot. So my foot valve is not sitting on the bottom. It's up off the bottom about 1.5 feet. So now I sucked out all of that sandy water. And now I'm getting pretty clear water. And I've only been running this now for the last like 30 minutes or so. This is about my 4th bucket. Now, I want you to see I got the Vivor well pump hooked up and it's working excellent. At first I had a few things going on because I had airline leaks in my water hose because this is my thing that I'm testing it with. Listen, see it just kicked on? It's repressurizing the tank, listen. And then it shuts off. That is so dope. So I have water forever. I have water forever now. So before I connect this to my shed, what I'm planning on doing is just taking me in some fresh water, running it through the Berkey, and having some ice cold drink. This water is coming out so ice cold that, let me see if you can see the condensation on the pump. Can you see that condensation? Wait, I'm gonna show you. Watch this. Can you see that? Y'all see that condensation? This water is ice cold and it's about 90 degrees out here right now. So I'm gonna get me a bucket of water, and I'm gonna bring this in the house, and then we're gonna filter it, and we're gonna sit down and have a chat. Just so you know, I'm running the Vivor 40. This is a 40 psi well pump. I got it off of Amazon. I'll put the link below. And it's connected. I told you I was gonna connect it. It's connected to my EcoFlow Delta Pro 3. That's where the power is coming from. So I plan on hooking this in permanently and running it to its own fuse. So it's gonna come from the house, come from the Delta, go to the house, come from the house back out here. But it's all gonna be going through the Delta Pro 3. So if you have any questions about that, about the system I just ran, I even brought the hand pump out. I'm gonna show you all that too. I even ran the hand pump. It was dope. I just was doing too much. Look at that. It's keeping the pressure up now too. It ain't even dropping. If you're not a landowner, right now, after this bill passed, after this bill has passed, if you are not a landowner, I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm not going to give you facts. I'm going to give you opinions. In my opinion, if you are not a landowner, if I were you, I would go and do any and everything I need to do to go purchase some land somewhere away from the cities. I know I say that all the time, but I never meant it more than I just meant it just now. If I was you, this is so dope. If I were you, I would be trying to get me some land to get the hell out of here. So, I got me enough water. Okay, we're gonna bring this in the house. Come on, pup, we're gonna go the long way. I'm about to process these pigs. All the males is about to get it. While y'all sitting around popping firecrackers, celebrating these goofballs, I'm gonna be putting meat in the freezer. I got them in solitary confinement, getting ready for the straight picking. I'm gonna show you something else too. I had to go get me another big cooler. I used to have one of these, and I gave it away just recently, maybe back in January or better. I gave that away. So now that I'm going to be doing a lot of processing of my livestock, I'm gonna need that, because none of my DC refrigerators are going to be big enough to keep no pigs in it. Do I have any questions? Hey LGG, how you doing? Who else we got? Grown with Hudson, how you doing, sister? I saw you harvesting those potatoes. Harvesting those potatoes like a straight gangster. Let's see who else we got. I saw my Renaissance grandma in here. I can't pronounce your name, my friend. Says, hello, beautiful souls. I can't pronounce your name, I'm sorry. TLC in the garden. Let's see. Miss Fitzgerald. Oh, say, in my town, I used to live near our large reservoir where the well was, and people would come and fill it up. And I do remember the water being ice cold, crisp, but it has changed, I'm sure. Let me see, Sam Whittle in the house. Okay, Carol Brooks, my own beautiful. These names, y'all, I'm not gonna try to pronounce them, okay? With a bunch of capital letters, little letters, squiggly marks. I'm not gonna do. I can't do that, you know. I respect you and I appreciate you being here, but I'm not gonna try to tear your name up. Second floor garden, Missy Hawk, how you doing? Speaking of that, Knight's Way, free at last. How you doing? Let's talk about one other thing right now. Black Denim 20, how you doing? Let's talk about something I mentioned last night. Do you have your bug out bags ready? Do you have any supplies ready to go at a moment's notice? Do you have a trailer? It could be an open trailer, box trailer, it don't matter. Something to haul your things in. For you, your husband, your wife, your kids. You know, you're gonna be taking food with you, probably supplies, clothes, and everything else. Do you have enough stuff with you? Dave Busby in the house, what's going on? Thank you for that, LGG. Are you bug out ready? Are you ready for, the Night's Way said, blessing, brother Led, you never sleep, or it's been a long day for me in the UK. I do sleep, but I don't wake up and you know what, bro? I'll be honest with you. I don't wake up and sit around and picking the lint off my bald hair. You'll be surprised how much time you waste sitting around trying to figure out what the hell everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? You go upstairs, you take a dump. While you taking a dump, you sit there with your phone, you scroll. You will sit there until your legs go numb, not even realize you've been sitting on the toilet bowl for an hour and the doo-doo done dried up in your butt crack. You don't realize how many people do that and sit around and then like, oh, what? It's almost 1:30. You've been sitting on the toilet bowl since 11. You was drinking coffee since 6. And your whole day is gone. And people be like, well, I can't complete that. I can't do that. I can't do this. I ain't got enough time. Because we so busy scrolling, looking at people do dumb shit. Every day. Every day. Right? So it ain't that I don't sleep. I feel a sense of urgency. I feel a sense of urgency, and when I say that, I'm glad you noticed that it looked like I don't ever sleep, because I feel a sense of urgency, and I'm showing you. And you actually picked up on it by saying it looked like I don't sleep, because I'm always on the go, because I'm trying my hardest to prepare my situation and my family for everything, for anything that's about to come. And after all these other projects I got going on, I still gotta cut down 2 trees and start getting firewood. I gotta start looking for firewood, because here's the part that people ain't thinking about. It's July. It's the 1st of July or whatever it is, 1st or 2nd of July. Yo, winter is gonna be here. I want you to listen. Winter is gonna be here in a blink of an eye. And this is going to be the worst winter we have ever seen. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there ain't going to be no more health care. People get sick in the spring and in the winter. I mean, people get sick in the fall and in the winter. It's going to be so many sick people that's going to be having their health coverage snatched. It's not just going to be sick people. It's going to be chaotic, because it's going to be... I want y'all to think about something else too. As the World Burns, Series 2. I want you to think about something else. What else does your health care cover? Your health care also covers your death. Your health care also covers your untimely departure from this world. If you have no health care to deal with your coverages, before you say insurance, before you open your mouth or open your brain to say, but what about insurance? They're cutting that too. So if you're not covered, and they've made it where the insurance company can say, nah. Like, wait a minute. I've been paying for this insurance for 30 years, and now my situation coming in. Yeah, we know. Yeah, we ain't paying for that though. They're going to probably, with luck, cover cremations. If you don't want your loved one cremated, if that's not in your religion, if that's not in your belief, or if that's not even in your wishes, they're going to be like, look, everybody is getting roasted. Missy Hawk says, I have my bags ready and always improving my preps, making a list and checking them twice. Amen to that. Amen to that. I brought one with me, and I keep this one with me wherever I go. This ain't my main bug out bag, but I keep it with me because it got everything in it. You say time for natural remedies and diet change? Absolutely. 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 If you can get yourself to higher ground, if you can get yourself a little piece of land or what, I don't care if it's 1 acre just away from the city. I say do it. Let me see. Say my dental insurance got cut last week. I was told if I need dental care, go to the ER. No, what they really meant was if you're in need of dental care, go watch the episode. Go watch the movie Castaway. They're telling you if you need dental help, dental work, go watch the movie Castaway. Only people that watch that movie gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. 1 or 2. You gonna be your own dentist. You gonna be your own grandpa. They making it so we have to do everything ourselves. I'm gonna say this. Do you believe me now? Is olive oil safe to digest? I'm gonna have you Google that one. First, I want you to ask the question back to yourself. What's your name? I'm not even gonna say your name. You said is olive oil safe to digest? I'm gonna have you Google that, okay? First, I need you to ask it back to yourself, and then go Google it. Is what kind of oil safe to digest? See, getting back. Okay, I got you, Miss Fitzgerald. I got you. How does everybody feel about this situation? Golden Child said, blacks are moving to different parts of Africa. Would you do that, Led? No. No, I absolutely would not. For what? That's my question to you. Why would I move to Africa? That's my question to you. Would you move to Africa? You said Google said it's safe to eat and can be. Oh, digest it. There you go. I'm waiting on that Africa question. Would you move to Africa? G Cole says I don't know anything about another country to move right now. Golden Child said, yes, I would if I had a business created. That's so vague that it's ridiculous. I need you to hear what you're saying. I need you to hear what you're saying. That's so vague. If I had a business, I would go. What does that even mean? That's the kind, listen, I don't know if you meant to say it like that, but those are the kind of people with those kind of plans and ideas and thoughts are the ones that go off and do something, waste thousands and thousands of dollars doing that, and end they ass up right back here in the States with nothing. You left, you sold everything, you went there, you didn't have nothing when you got there, you realized that you are in another country. And the whole idea of our roots, our people embracing us with open arms, that fantasy is exactly what I just said. Come on, pup. Is a fantasy. Let's go in here so I can get this water in this Berkey. I don't want nothing to lay no eggs in my fresh well water. I'm an eeny, meeny, miny, mo these suckers. One of y'all gotta go. My mama and your mama was hanging clothes on your ass. I'm not even playing. Come on, pup. Come on. I ain't letting you back out because I'm tired of having to call you in like a kid. All right. All right, let's talk about it. Now I can see. Let's talk about that Africa or moving to another country nonsense. Do you know the different dialects of that continent? And everybody keeps saying Africa like it's a city. What part of Africa? That's like saying, would you move to America? What part? What state? What city? What township? What people, y'all, I'm telling you, this is the, I remember Phil Collins had this song out back in the 80s, the world of confusion. That's what we living in right now. Let's see. Golden Child said, I've been watching singer Khalees. Khalees is a millionaire. You can't, Khalees, I love Khalees. And I watch Khalees too. Khalees has millions and millions of American dollars. So Khalees moved to the African continent with millions of American US dollars and bought a farm like she was going to purchase penny candy. She does not, you can't look at her and say, that's what I'm doing. I want to be realistic. I want to be realistic. I don't want to do this fantasy fake. This ain't no time for that. This ain't no time for fantasy fake. That's over. Those phony thoughts and TikTok, Instagram bullshit thought, get that out of your mind. Oh Lord, get out your mind. Because you know what? Every person that leaves this country, say Khalees is a millionaire and bought her farm as a business, totally different individual. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody keep thinking they just gonna pick up and leave America and go to another country and everything is gonna be better. Here's the thing, you gotta ask yourself, why are you leaving this country? Hatred, racism, unfairly treated, sexual preferences. For some reason, everybody think that stuff ain't going on in other parts of the world. If you, and let me back something up. Let me back something up real quick. The rest of the world hates us. It don't matter what color you are. If you are an American, you gonna catch a L. Just you clearly you're listening to other Americans on YouTube and TikTok give you um they're doing that for views. They're not telling you everything that's really happening and going on in their real life. But you know what? It always comes down to you finally see that one YouTube video that say, we're moving back home. Every person in every part of Africa that left America moves to Africa. It might take them a few years, but every single person I've watched over all these years come right back here. I've seen several people move to different parts of the African continent and wind up right back here. Why? Everybody said, but it's cheaper to live in Africa. Okay, yep. Why though? The number one reason is you think just because you may be their shade that you're fully 100% welcome. I'm going to give it to you like this. I have never left the country. I have never left the country. I'm not going to even pretend I have. You know why I don't have to leave the country? All you got to do is look at human nature. Human nature is going to tell you everything you need to know. Human nature. So for instance, in my old neighborhood, it's a part of a neighborhood I can't go to. Not because I'm a different color than those people in that neighborhood. That's a whole nother gang or set or group of people. So there are cultures inside of a culture inside of a culture. Just because I'm black don't mean I can go across the other side of the cemetery, because on the other side of the cemetery, it's a whole nother lifestyle over there. It's a whole nother culture over there. Same color people, but you ain't down with them. That's human nature. You will sit here and walk through in your neighborhood. I guarantee you, no matter where you live in America today, you know one neighborhood that nobody could pay you to walk through. I ain't talking about drive through in your car. I'm talking about there are certain spots in a spot that you know in America that in your city, in your town, whatever, you know, nobody couldn't put a gun to your head and make you walk through that neighborhood, because you know good and well you're going to be questioned, you're going to be interrogated, you may get robbed, you may have your snatched, and you may end up in a dumpster. Or we don't got to get ghetto with it. You may end up in jail and nobody knows that you're there. So I hear a lot of people asking me, would I move to Africa? I wouldn't move nowhere. And I take that back. I take that back. I would move somewhere. I would move to one other country. California. People say, Led, California ain't no other country. Not today, it's not. Give it another 12 months. With what I wouldn't move back to Canada. I live too close to Canada already most of my life. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to the snow. I'm not going to the cold. That'll never happen unless I'm forced. I love my Canadians, don't get me wrong, but I know about y'all snow. I was born and raised in it. I never want to go see that again. But say I moved out of California, you don't want to go there, Led. Listen, I got family in Cali, number one. Number two, if New America is about to be this bad, it will not be Cali will not be bad as New America. Because California, the president of California, because that's what he about to be. Newsom is about to be the president of California. California is about to be an entire whole nother country. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be another country too. I'm not moving to that one. A whole nother country is about to be Florida and Texas. Mark my word. Mark my word. Texas is gonna end up being a whole nother country. Florida is gonna end up being a whole nother country. And California is going to end up being another country. That's why I said stop calling it the United States. It's not united anymore. This is not America. This is not the United States of America anymore. This is New America, Florida, Texas, and California, and Canada. All of them is going to be surrounding New America. I know this sound crazy, don't it? Don't it sound crazy? It sound crazy, but did y'all see what just happened today? Is what I'm saying sound crazier than that? As the world burns. I'm going to come up with a theme song for my show. As the world burns. Starring Victor Newman. Led Farmer 73 as Victor Newman. I'm telling you. Victor Newman 73. K-Max said, doesn't sound wild as what we're going through. Absolutely. Hey, my Renaissance grandma. Bambit in here. What's going on, Mr. Bambit? Adina Collins. Let me see. JM said, I'ma stay in New Jersey. If they let you. If they let you. What about land in Florida? What Jennifer says, what about land in Florida? What about land in Florida? I don't understand your question. Clarify your question. Florida is about to become a whole nother country. LGG says the big cities will be smart to keep their taxes for themselves and stop their money sharing from poorer states. Said Mississippi will be the last as always. No, Mississippi is going to be Mississippi forever. Mississippi ain't damn near ain't changed since, you know. Hey boy, it ain't did a whole bunch of changes since that. Canada will be part of New America. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I think if you've never lived as close to Canada as I have, or lived in Canada at all, or visited Canada at all, you know, TV make you think that they all a bunch of punks. Y'all watch too much TV, keep thinking them Canadians is a bunch of pushovers. Them Canadians is more gangster than we is. They just talk funny. They just talk funny. You want to hear another one? When you hear about gangsterism, mob bosses, crime bosses, you think the first thing you think of is Italians, right? Why don't you never think of Ireland and the Irish? Don't make fun of them, JM. Why don't you think of Ireland? Because they sound funny, but they ruthless. Don't let TV get your ass whipped, okay? Don't let TV mess around and get your ass whipped, because them Canadians ain't no joke. You go in parts of Canada, in Windsor, there's places you don't want to be in Canada. Don't let Drake fool you into thinking people gonna be singing to you, and eating deer meat and elk. And man, don't go up there playing like that. I'm not moving to Canada. And my point was this. That president think that he just gonna hate Canada. He thinks that they're just going to take Canada. Like, we just go over here because they're a bunch of pushovers. We're going to take it. It's going to be some blood in the snow. And it won't be Canadian blood. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. They ain't no jokes. They hunt for a living. They hunt. They hunt like they breathe. We hunt for fun. They hunt because they have to. And if you know how to hunt a deer, if you know how to trap a deer, if you know how to stalk a deer, you know how to do the same thing with a human being. So we do it on vacation. We do it for fun. We do it during hunting season. They do that shits to survive. Miss Shorty said Ireland is gangster too. Yeah, I just said it. I know some Irish people, man, and personally, where I'm from, it was a very mixed people. I grew up in a Polish village. So we had everybody. We had the Polish, we had Italians, we had the Africans, we had Jamaicans, we had the Irish. Man, don't let their funny talk like Lucky Charm talk get your ass whooped. Don't. All of them ain't got the little fighting Irish tattoo on their arm. You won't even know until you in a dumpster somewhere. So my answer to that person, say Ghana is beautiful. I own land there. Thousands are living there just fine. If you own land there, why aren't you there? Why aren't you there? Because the only reason to mention that is because you're trying to persuade me into moving there. So why aren't you there? Why are you here? If it's so beautiful and so awesome, you would be there, not here. When people say stuff like that, I'll be like, you got to back it up. And people don't back it up. People don't back it up because they just like to hear those. It sounds sweet coming out of their mouth, but it's trash. Let me see. Hold on. Watch. Read the plot. Canadians make the best thriller movies. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss any comments. Read the plot. Chatting with Als. Nope, didn't miss nothing. Precious says Ghana has issues too. Just like everybody else. I don't know why everybody keep thinking just because you black, that automatically, you are not moving to Wakanda. You know what I mean? People, that fake stuff kills me, man. There we go. I don't like, this ain't the time to be talking fake and phony. If you got something real to say and some real proof on a better living and a better lifestyle somewhere else, FaceTime me from there. Let's get into it. How many people are growing a garden? Growing with Hudson, you raise your hand first. How many people are growing a garden? What are you growing in your garden? The reason I'm asking that is very important. I'm asking it because I hope you're growing something, anything. Let me make sure my food is still up. Got my food up there. Somebody asked me, Somebody asked me, TLC is growing a garden. Uh, S Sincere says, just planted some onions and broccoli. Okay. 8-5 says okra, peppers, tomatoes, second floor garden. Raise your hand, you growing a garden. Christy McDonald, they come back because their finances aren't right. There are the most peaceful, loving people you will ever meet. That ain't the only reason they come back to America, because their finances ain't right. They come back to America because they can't fit into the culture. Just because you're black don't mean you automatically speak all these different dialects and languages. Just because you're black does not mean you're used to having their lifestyle with animals and stuff living around you and your house and everything. Just because you're black does not mean you can just go to one of these countries inside of Africa and just melt right into what they're doing. You can't even move to here. Let me take it back down a notch. I was about to. Let me see this. I just want to ask this person a question real quick, y'all. Here's my question to the person that said they're a loving people. That shit sounds stupid anyway. Listen, I want to know where you live, because I bet you couldn't move to the Bronx. I bet you couldn't live in Detroit. I bet you that you could not just pick up right now wherever you from and move to Detroit, Michigan, or Flint, Michigan, or Toledo, Ohio, or Brooklyn, New York, or the Bronx. I bet you can't. I bet you couldn't move to South Carolina. I bet you could not just pick up and move to San Antonio, Texas. You keep talking about just because it's Africa and just because these people are black and loving people, so are people in the Bronx. So are people in Detroit. But I bet you it'll take you a lifetime to figure out how to live there when the snow is up to your damn navel. That's fake. That's fake. And people like that give people fake pipe dreams of doing something foolish and wasting time and resources, money, and parts of their life. Now, if you want to go for the experience, fine. If you got enough money to go over there and buy yourself a farm and some land and just stay over there, fine. But everybody keeps selling all of their stuff off, moving to different parts of the planet, and come right back and find out it's just as difficult to live somewhere else on the globe as it is to live here. You haven't even experienced some of the places right here in our own about to say United States, in New America. You ain't gonna fit in. It's gonna take you a whole nother lifetime to learn another dialect, another language, and then not just another language and another dialect, but you also gotta look at their slang in each language and each dialect, because every country doesn't just have their own language, they have their own slang. Man, that'll take a lifetime. You may be able to speak the language, but you're gonna always be an outcast. All right, the golden child. The soil is better there. Says who? The food is better there. The air is better there. The education is better there. The people are better there. What are we talking about? I'm talking about, why aren't you there? Golden child. If all of that stuff is better over in Ghana or Africa, why aren't you there? I'm asking. Because all you're doing is proving everything I just said. That's wasting my time. I'm not leaving I'm not leaving New America. Just because I'm black, I'm supposed to be in Africa is some bullshit. I don't care. And here's the other part about that. Let's talk about something else on that. Who says I'm black? People like that are the problem with what we're going through right now with politics. You look at the hue of my skin, and off the bat, off the rip, you've judged me. I am a black man, right? I have stated that I'm a black man several times, right? Who says I'm lying? Who says I'm lying? I'm asking. I could have been pulling the wool over your eyes this whole time. This whole time, who knows? I could be part Asian. And nobody would be the wiser because I look like something that you depict as a black man, right? And that's the problem with this country. We judge each other on our skin tone and immediately classify people. You don't know what I am. Just because I look like this doesn't mean I'm supposed to be in Africa. What if I told you I am not a descendant from Africa? What if I told you I'm from right here? What if I told you my lineage and my bloodline literally starts right here? What if I told you that? What if I told you that? You would have to believe what I'm telling you, right? Because you have no proof. What if I told you that my ancestors started right here on this rock? History is one of the biggest scams in history. They've been building this book of lies since they came over on this rock, just so they could get to this day now. Everybody here has been lied to. Because if they lie to you and make you think that you're better than him and make her think that she's better than her, pit them both against, while they're fighting, I just climb over. I don't know if you ever seen that cartoon, Popeye the Sailor Man. When Popeye had a little restaurant, Bluto had a little restaurant right next to each other. While Bluto and Popeye was fighting, they start throwing hamburgers and hot dogs and shit at each other. And Wimpy, the dude that always eat the hamburgers, all he was doing was reaching up in the air and eat for free. Wimpy ate till he was sick. Popeye and Bluto throwing hamburgers and hot dogs and ketchup and mustard and french fries at each other, back and forth from each restaurant, and Wimpy is in the middle just eating good. See, I knew what that meant when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I didn't think of that as that's funny. I thought of that as what a way to get over. If I can get these two people fighting, I can just walk through the middle. I won't have to fight anybody, and I'm going to eat for free. So that's what they've been doing this whole time, and now everybody think that there's something when they ain't. Because it makes you feel good inside. It makes you feel better about yourself. If you actually paid the money to have your DNA actually, really, truly studied, you might not like the results. Depending, okay? You may, and I'm not talking about that 23andMe bullshit. I'm talking about really truly go to a lab and pay the thousands of dollars that it take to have them match your DNA up. The real deal. I'm sure you'll be surprised that uh, you ain't what you think you are. Period. There's a lot of natives walking around here right now uh, that look like me. They don't have the long, straight hair. They don't have the pointy nose. They don't have the high cheekbones. There's a lot of natives walking around right now that look just like me, and you wouldn't have a clue. People that has never left this land, people that has never left this soil. But there has been a lot of things left out of these books in history. As a matter of fact, they weren't left out. They were actually erased because they actually depicted everything they saw when they got here. And they saw me. Every traveler that came over here, they saw several kinds of people. And in those descriptions, a lot of those descriptions sound exactly like me. They did not say they came into a tribe of people with long, silky hair, pointy noses. No, they came into colonies and tribes of people. They described them as just looking just like me. Now, I didn't write that, they did. Right. Swarthy with woolly hair. Does that sound like the average Native American? They were here as well, and Mexicans. I don't know why everybody keep telling Mexicans to go home. They home. People don't read their history, man. Why do you think they all the way? Do you know what Mexico really supposed to look like? Do y'all know? Mexico reached all the way up there in California somewhere. Mexico took the whole back end of the United States. They tricked them like they tricked everybody else. Janet Alexis said, my family was brought here on slave ships. I mean, I'm not doubting that at all. I'm just saying that we can't be so quick to judge if you don't know. If you don't have any idea, you don't have any lineage whatsoever, you don't know. And that's true too, Christine. That's why they're trying so hard to erase black history, all history, because it's too much. Listen, they it's just too much truth coming out. Say the west of U.S. was part of Mexico. Absolutely. The names sound listen, everything over there in California and all of that. Listen to the names of those places. They didn't even change the names. But people keep talking about some, no, y'all go back home in Los Angeles. You telling Mexicans to go back to Mexico and you living in Los Angeles? You telling Mexicans to go back to Mexico and you living in San Bernardino? San Francisco. I'm just saying, people. San Jose. Thank you, Carol Brooks. Everybody keep getting on their high horse telling Mexicans to go back home, and they keep on crossing the border. I'm gonna let y'all do your own research on that, cause that be getting me. That be getting me. That get me bad. To me, it's squatting, son. That's squatters. If somebody told you you want an all expense paid trip to Jamaica, beautiful sandy beaches, black sand, and 30 days, all inclusive paid trip. Bear with me. If somebody told you you want an all expense paid trip to Jamaica, the Bahamas, Cancun for 30 days, 30 nights of anything you want, pleasure, you don't have to spend a nickel, you're going to say yes, ain't you? Absolutely, you're going to say yes. You're going to go to one of those beautiful tropical places, Hawaii, whatever, and you're going to be gone. When your ass get back, you're going to have some squatters in your house. And the squatters is going to tell you, I live here. I paid for this fair and square. I paid. Thank you, Katina Brooks. Rancho Cucamonga. Yes. This place got squatters in it. And now, just like trying to get squatters off your land or squatters out of your house, you're trying to go through a legal process that was built by the squatters. The legal system that you're trying to go and get these squatters out of your house were actually put into their positions by the squatters. So you'll never win that battle. They'll always tell you you cannot be here, you can't change the locks, you can't come in. The squatters is claiming they got a deed to the house. There's nothing you can do. As the world burns. Right. Right. So, I'm going to be doing this series probably once a week, once or twice a week, as the world burns. And I will label the series. This is really supposed to be about, let's get down to the facts and the truth of the matter and the situations. And then let's figure out, what are we supposed to be doing about it as the world burns? What are we supposed to be doing about it? Perfect question. I'm going to shut up. Can you do me a favor and tell me, because you see the same stuff going on that I see, what are you doing about it? What actions are you taking to help counteract the overthrow of our government? What are you doing right now to prepare you and your family for what's to come? I'm listening. I'm going to shut up. Growing with Hudson said, I'm still growing. Oh, I'm growing fruits, vegetables, staying prepared. Anybody else? What are you doing with the stuff that we see on the horizon? What are you doing? E-Rock says, become as independent as possible. E-Rock, can you elaborate on that? When you say become as independent as possible, can you elaborate? K-Mac says, focusing on our garden, our power situation as well as water. Oh, yeah. Homeschooling the kid. Now, that's smart. Get out. E-Rock says, get out of dependent systems. Okay, okay. I'll take that. Christine says, praying, calling the capital, protesting, stocking up on goods, seeds, solar generator, first aid, and supplies. Okay. Lydia, beautiful garden. They changed the law in New York City. They can't take over nobody's house anymore. Okay. Oh, you mean the squatters? Okay. I am Janet. Alexis says, keep moving until every last wheel stop. Uh, learning medical, medicine, growing plants. Okay. Okay. Lives 410 says, prepping, calling legislators, and trying to educate those that are who are open. Okay. C Miles says, honestly led nothing, letting the chips fall where they may. I'm tired. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of you. Bye, C Miles. I don't want nobody around me that says anything like that. If you say stuff like that, like you're not gonna do anything, stay away from me. All due respect. I'm not kidding. I'm not playing. I don't want people around me in this new world with that mindset. If you're that down and out and you're not going to help fix the problem, if you're not in the game trying to help fix the problem, you are the problem. I don't want you around me. All due respect. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want you around me. Stephen Mason says, why did you ask, what are we growing? Why are you asking, why did I ask, what are we growing? Stephen Mason. Why did you ask, why did I ask, what are we growing? E-Rock, go back to the old ways, less dependent. When you say old ways, what do you mean, E-Rock? Elaborate for me. Growing Hudson saying, getting debt free. Amen to that. Adding to my protection. Amen to that. Christine says, maybe to give ideas of veggies and fruits to plant. Maybe to give ideas. What do you mean by that, Christine? Stephen Mason says, because you said you had a reason for asking us. That was weeks ago. What are you growing, Stephen Mason? What are you growing? JM says, I'm going to plant lettuce roots in my kitchen. That's very smart. Maryland says, I planted 4 fruit trees, blueberry bushes, muscadine, and blackberry bushes. I also got 2 50-gallon water barrels. I got EcoFlow and a Jackery with solar panels. Okay, okay. Y'all about to see me pull out my canner again. It's time for me to get canning. I'm going home next week. I'll be home next week. I got to harvest all those pears off of all of those trees. And just like getting that honey, it's going to be a hell of a job. Cynthia says, continue my garden, practice clean water, keep generator on hand, battery lights, garden, stock up food. Okay. RLM says, growing and preserving food and medicinal plants. Very smart. Let's see. E-Rock, gardening, raising animals, make your own grocery store so as not to have to go there. Okay. Sherry says, I'm preparing, planning, and learning new skills, garden in check, small livestock in check, emergency needs covered, and adding to my emergency preparedness inventory. Sherry, what new skills are you learning? I would like to know. I can't pronounce your name. React says, Led, you're right. This movie called Handmaid's Tale, where the United States was separated from each state, it's more to the movie, but I think you're on to something. My wife was watching that, and a friend of mine kept telling me I need to watch Handmaid's Tale. I'm going to have to finally watch it. I never watched it. My wife was watching it. My friend at the time was telling me I should watch it. I think I need to watch this because I'm been hearing about it. Let me see. Growing with Hudson, learn how to cook from scratch and having supplies to do so. Okay, okay. Kimberly says, oh, I, Laird Jr., am growing tomatoes, potatoes, garlic, onions, okra, corn, kale, collards, peppers, zucchini, summer squash, grapes, 6 small fruit trees, apples, plums, peaches, and pears in a HOA. Keep your head low. Let's see. Q Dub says livestock and gardening, physical health, getting out of debt, getting debt out the way. Absolutely. E Rock says alternative power. If the grid goes down, keep your freezers going long term. Learn how to cure meats in the way that does not require refrigeration. I'm going to start getting back into smoking some meat. Off grid with Rashad says I moved off grid 3 years ago and started my homestead and garden, and now I live in peace. Sherry, learning how to handle my firearms safely and raising livestock. Cynthia, oh, I forgot to keep my steel by my side. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm not. I can't tell you what to do. How many people are looking for a good sidearm? Kimberly say I'm riding dirty, Uncle Led. You good. You good. Um, how many people are looking for a good sidearm? If you don't know what a sidearm is, you might not be ready for this question. How many people are looking for a good, cheap, dependable sidearm and you don't own one already? I wish I could. I'm going to show you something. I can't show you it. I'm going to say this. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? It even came with this case. And the case is pretty, the case is dope. It even came with the case. So I'm going to tell you what it is, okay? But I'm not going to, what is it? I'm a dagger. It comes with this nice case, okay? And it's solid. This ain't no junk. Embroidered. It's a dagger. Listen to me close. It's a dagger. 250. No. The last price I saw was $239. I got 2 of them for $229 each. It was $229 each. It is a Glock 19 clone, down to the muscle, for $225, or let's say $250. A Glock 19 clone that is as high of quality as a Glock 19 for $250. Listen, RLM, it's a Glock 19 clone that's going to answer every question you got. How many rounds does it hold? How many rounds does a Glock 19 hold? It is identical and it is interchangeable with the Glock 19. Led, what will you do to anyone who comes and tries to ask you for help? What kind of question is that? I have with food, and do you have a community around when it hits the fan? What kind of question is that? What will you do And do you have a community around? Why would you ask that? That's almost like asking me, what color drawers do I got on, man? Sometimes I swear I know I be thinking y'all be bots or trolls, and I'll be letting you slide until you finally just can't control the trollism, and it slips your slip is showing. Cause that's real trollish of you. If you didn't mean that question to be trollish, cause one man can only do so much. How you know I'm only one man? Cause you see one person on the camera all the time. Is that why? When people see a single person on a camera on social media, they always think they're alone. They always think that there's nobody else behind the camera. They always think that they're lonely. You know what? Here's a quick question. A quick fun fact for you. Did you know nobody knew that I was married until about 2020? Nobody knew I had a wife. Nobody knew I had children. Nobody knew that. All them years I was on YouTube. Nobody knew my mother and my sisters was always right there behind the camera. That's the funny thing, and lets me know how sick and silly people are on social media. You think everything you see is the truth. And whatever you can see in this 30-minute video or 15-minute video, uh, uh, I'm not trolling. I respect you. Well, you know what? I don't respect you, my friend. I'm gonna let you go, okay? Cause you already making me feel funny. I've had my eye on you a long time. I'm telling you, you don't even realize it. You put a bad taste in my mouth. Today was it. Like, you gotta go. No, they aren't, Carolyn. I didn't say a Glock. I said a dagger. No, they are not. Go to this website. Go check them out. No, they are not. They're around $250, give or take. I promise you, y'all, this is the world of confusion. This is so crazy to me. I feel like I'm trying to wake myself up. Have you ever been in one of those? Have you ever been in one of those dreams or nightmares that you can see everything, you can hear everything, but your body don't move? Your body like paralyzed. Have you ever been in one of those? You sweating, you can feel the sweat running down your face, or your feet are cold, you can feel your toes freezing, but it's like your body can't do anything about it. Have you ever been like that? You hear everybody around you talking. They think you sleep, but you hear every word. Uh, but you cannot get up, like your body is in some sort of weird paralysis, but you're wide awake. What is it, night terrors? No, not night terrors. This is, I'm not terrorized. I'm woke, but my body won't move. It's not, it is like a coma, but it's not a coma. Uh, say 269, they got them cheaper than that. It depends on which one you want. You want all them special cuts in it, that's different. Uh, you said you do know who they finance politically, right? You do know who McDonald's finances politically, right? But you ate a cheeseburger recently. I promise you, you've been to McDonald's in the last 30 days. So don't, we're beyond that bullshit. We're beyond that. We're beyond that. See, that was in November. Now this is every man for himself. Do what you got to do to survive. Everybody was like, I ain't going to shopping at Target. I was not shopping at Target. But right now, it ain't going to make a damn difference. Everybody was like, I'm not shopping at no Walmart. It ain't going to make no difference. And guess what else, too, to my friend that says, you know who they politically support. I bet you $100 million and I ain't got it. I bet you done bought something from Amazon in the last 30 days. I bet you you've purchased something from Amazon in the last 30 days online. I bet you. I don't even know you. I don't even know if you real. But even if you were AI, I bet you bought some AI stuff from Amazon. See, all that's water under the bridge now of who they support politically. Because what it looks like is every major corporation supports this lunatic. Augusta, Simone, you says not you. You're supporting him and you don't even know it. Y'all supporting him and don't even know it. I guarantee you are. You don't even know it because you don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes. You're boycotting Target, you're boycotting Walmart, you're boycotting Amazon, but you got on a pair of Nikes, or you got on an Adidas shirt, or you wearing something with some synthetic fibers that's made by Nestle. Nestle is controlled by Disney. Disney is controlled by y'all don't. This ain't even conspiracy theory. It's factual. It's factual. You think Disney ain't got their hands in this mess? We thought he's just about cartoons and talking mice. Man, he owned half the stuff you eat, half the things that's produced. They all got sweatshops overseas making all this shit that you wear. You go to Orlando and buy your Mickey Mouse hat and a Mickey Mouse watch. You don't know that end up killing about 2 or 3 kids somewhere in some sweatshop in the Amazon jungle somewhere. This goes so deep and it's so dirty and so dark and nasty. We keep pretending we're picking and choosing who we want to purchase our poison from. See, you can volunteer or you're going to be forced. One or the other, but it's going down. Volunteering is going to McDonald's and getting you a cheeseburger. Trying to stand up for your integrity is, you know you need some shoes, you know you need some clothes, and you know good and well you don't know how to sew or stitch. That's when the reality kick in. And you know you ain't got $2,000 to buy some shoes that's made out of hemp by the dude on the corner. You know you ain't got that. That's where they got us by the balls right now. And we really got to start. Let me tell you what I'm doing. Because I don't want to pretend like I don't use or utilize some of these places. Because, hell, I was in Walmart, what was it, yesterday? I'm not going to pretend I don't utilize their resources. But here's the way you fight fire with fire. You can fight evil with evil. And this is how you do it. You buy shit from them and you use their shit against them. You understand? Well, if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's more like this. Every protester is protesting in the streets, right? They went and purchased some signs. They bought some big cardboard signs, and they bought some markers. They bought some paint. They went to Kinko's Copies and printed out some pictures. But here's the thing. Uh, here's the thing. All of that stuff that you purchased from Walmart and Michael's and all these other stores supported that agenda. So you're using the evil that they're selling you and using it against them. You can always learn from your enemies. You can use your enemies' weapons against them. You know, there's video games, right? What happens when your opponent on a video game, maybe I'm talking about old stuff, okay? Old video game. If your opponent drops their weapon, can't you pick it up? Any gamers in here? When your opponent drops their weapon while you're fighting or in a battle, can't you pick it up and use it against your enemy or your opponent? That's what we're doing. When you go purchase things out of Walmart, it's no different than playing one of these games, these tactical games. It's no different. You're going to get their weapons that they made to destroy you. They're dropping it. You're picking it up and using it against them. For instance, you should be in whatever store you want to be in and purchase a package of seeds. You need to be purchasing some lettuce, some cucumbers, some tomatoes, some okra, some peppers, squash, watermelon. You need to be in those stores that you can't stand that supports that dumbass dude and using their weapons against them. And this is how you're going to use those said weapons against them. Because once you're growing your own food in your own yard, using your own water sources from the rain, you're fertilizing them with your chicken poop, you ain't had to go to the grocery store to get nothing out of the produce section. So what you literally did was pick his sword up and stab him with his own sword. There's ways to protest. There's ways to get things done. But there are also things that we forget. There are also tactical ways to protest. For instance, you can even call it this, okay? It's almost like what you're doing is a Trojan horse. You're allowing yourself to be accepted into this store and shop around, but they don't know what you're really doing. You're in here buying these bell peppers because you're going to take these bell peppers, you're going to use them, you're going to eat good, but you're going to take all the seeds out of this bell pepper and go plant all 400 of them in your garden. They're losing money when you start getting peppers. And they're looking at the books like, damn, we down about $1 million. We don't know what's going on. The same consumers are coming in the stores, but they're just not buying as much. You just took that and you picked up his sword and you were able to battle and stab him with his own sword. That's why when you're purchasing livestock, right? For instance, pigs, you have to make sure that they haven't cut the testicles off the pig yet. You want to know why they always sell them pigs without the testicles? They're not doing that for your convenience. Because what they know is if I sell you a pig, a male pig with intact testicles, you're going to take that male, he's going to mate with your female, you're going to produce your own piglets, and you'll never see me again. You'll never spend money with me again. When you go buy chickens, like a special breed of chicken, like the black Somani. They won't sell you the rooster. You can't find the rooster nowhere. You know why? Because each one of these chickens costs $1,200. There is no way in piping hot hell this man wants to sell you the rooster, the mating rooster that goes along with the female hens, so you can hatch out a bunch of babies of your own and sell them for 12 or sell them for $800. Undercut, underbid him. Now you making all the money. See? It's tactics. This is how this works. And everybody keep thinking it's all much. Somebody say, how much? You have never heard of a black Somani chicken? I'm going to have you Google that. I got my hands on some black Somani chickens this past, I think it was January, February. They're worth a fortune. Those all black chickens, they got black bones, black guts, black eyes, black wattles, black feathers, all black on black on black. Wakanda chickens. Yes, they were. Go Google them. Purebred. Go Google them. It'll blow your mind. So it's other ways to protest. And you don't have, it's almost like buying real estate. It's ways to buy real estate without using your own money. I know you heard of it. It's also ways to battle and protest with using their weapons that they're dropping against them, which is growing your own food, raising your own livestock, going to purchase some land, coming out of those cities, because when you come out of those cities, economically it's bad for your city. Economically, coming out of the cities is bad for your state. But clearly, the city and the state don't give a handful of damns about you or your family or your health or welfare. They could care less. Or we wouldn't be in this mess. Right? So, again, I'm going to get out of here. I've been on here for an hour and a half. I appreciate all y'all for coming. I appreciate the trolls. I appreciate the bots and the AI. I appreciate you because you are bearing witness of how much trouble that we are truly in. And I'm going to state this again, and I mean this from my heart. If you're a person that just you're giving up and you are saying you're not going to do anything to try to keep your head above water, nor are you going to try to help and save your fellow man, you ain't going to put your footwork in to try to keep us and keep this boat from fully sinking, stay away from me. I mean it. Stay away from me. Because when people say ignorant is bliss and they show you that I just rather stay ignorant. I don't want to know nothing. I'm telling you, just like on the movie The Matrix, the dude that said, and I always bring him up, I got to remember his name. He said, I don't want to remember anything. I don't want to know nothing. When you put me back in the Matrix, I want a nice job, a smoking hot wife. I don't want to know or remember nothing. Cypher. I always forget his name. Cypher. When a person tell me they ain't doing nothing and they just gonna let the chips fall where they may, you're Cypher. You're dangerous to me. Stay away from me. Because if you're doing nothing, what you're showing me is you will do anything just to be put back in the Matrix, just so it doesn't hurt you. Boom. Before I go, one last thing, y'all. Did y'all hear about that one politician sold the rest of America down the river just to save her own state? You just found some Somani chicks for $58. They are not real. I promise you. Did y'all see that woman do that? From Alaska? She said 2 fingers to the rest of Numerica, just please save my people. Save my people, and 2 fingers to the wind for the rest. I don't give a damn what you do with the rest of the country. That's Cypher. Did you hear me? She's Cypher. This is the Matrix. She's saying she don't want to remember nothing. I don't want no parts of this. Leave me and my country, my state out of it. I don't want no part of it. Leave us alone, and we'll give you the rest of. We'll vote for your funky ass bill. We'll do whatever you want. Just leave us out of it. She is literally Cypher from the Matrix. She threw this entire country under the bus and showed you it's all about her. The question here is, how many more ciphers is it out there? See, black folks, we got a name for ciphers, don't we? The ones that hang out on the porch pouring lemonade for the boss, don't we? We got names for our ciphers. That's all a cipher is a trash panda. Long as you get to pour the boss lemonade and he don't whip you across the backbone, I don't care what you do with the rest of them. Yep, that actually happened. I'm going to say this, everybody. Keep your head down, and thank you for joining me on As the World Burns, episode 2. I had one hell of an accomplishment today, and I enjoyed having a conversation with y'all, and I hope everybody is doing something and taking this seriously. We have never been in this situation ever in our lives, and here we are. We've always had an enemy somewhere. We've always had a foreign enemy somewhere. Who would have known that the greatest enemy that this country will ever face is itself? Right here on American soil. Brothers and sisters fighting amongst ourselves. This is the second Civil War. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, everything about the Civil War is happening all over again. Everything. Brothers are fighting brothers. Sisters are fighting sisters. They making it so women, they ain't giving them responsibilities no more. They taking the rights away from women. They taking the rights away from people of color. They're deporting people, and they want people to be slaves. What's the difference between now and then? Whole family members are falling out about the way people are voting. That's the Civil War. That is the Civil War, the reason. Brothers against brothers, cousins against cousins, fathers against sons. That's what's happening right now. This man is breaking up homes, families. So, thank you for joining me on As the World Burns. I'm Lead Farmer 73, a.k.a. Victor Newman 73. Thank you for joining me today. I'm about to clean up, get cleaned up, and me and my puppy girl is going to sit here and watch a movie. We got some fresh water. I'm going to say this one because time is short. You just said it perfectly. Jesus said your enemies will be that of your own household. Of your own house. Your worst enemies. It's right here in your face. It's no different. It's no different. So everybody go check out that one dagger I was telling y'all about. And if you ain't got one, get one. That's all I can say. All right? Everybody, enjoy your evening. I'll be releasing a product review video every day until next week. Even if I go live again or I put up another video, I will be releasing product review videos every day this week. All right? Thank you for watching. Live Farmer 73, a.k.a. Victor Newman 73, and this has been As the World Burns. Live Farmer 73, I love you, and I'm out. Peace. Keep your head down. Stay safe. Prep up or shut up.